Hi, it's Steve here from SMC County Garage SEAT, and in today's video I'm going to show you around a 2021 SEAT Tarraco. So this is our 7-seater version. This is a 1.5 turbo petrol engine, an SE Technology model, finished in the colour Dolphin Grey Metallic. Now this vehicle is in great condition, having only covered 33,400 miles, and it shares a lot of its similarities with the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace or the Skoda Kodiaq. Now this is a 7-seater vehicle with the two magic seats, as they're called, that fold into the floor in the boot area. Now straight off the cuff, when you come into the vehicle, you've got an enormous amount of space. So you've got 3 seats in the second row, and then if I just pop the camera over the top, you can see, so those seats are for the shorter people, the smaller ones in the group, but the second row, this row here, you can actually slide the seat back and forth depending on how many people you're carrying. And I'm trying to do this one-handed but not doing it very well. There we go. So now I've just slid the seat as far forward as it would go. So in that way you can see the gap between that seat in the at the end and how far you've got the adjustment there. You've got a centre armrest, but if you are carrying 7 people, you can shimmy the front passenger seat forward to give the second row more space. And then I'm going to just lift up this release here. So that one there, if you just lift it up, that tips the seat forward but also slides it on a rail as well, so it makes getting in and getting out an awful lot easier. There we go. I'm just going to slide it back and then lock it off back in position, so then you're back to the original amount of rear legroom. Now the nice thing about this type of vehicle is it doesn't look like a 7-seater. It looks just like a a nice sized 4-wheel drive, higher off the road SUV really. When you open the boot, you're greeted with a small boot area, so if you still want to use all 7 seats, you can still use the boot as well. So there you go. So you can see it's for the smaller people in the third row without moving the seats forward. You still have a boot area, and if I lift up this little area and this little hatch here, this is where you can store your tonneau cover. So if you wanted to put the seats down, this is where it really doubles up. So 2 little pull releases, that one on the left, and then this one here does the seats on the right. And then with both of those down, if I just stand back, you can see you've got a lovely flat entrance, and that's a big boot. That's a big boot. And then if you put the tonneau cover on back in its original position, it then gives you the privacy, and you've got a 5-seater vehicle with a lovely big level flat boot. Now what you can do, if you want to, if you really are having to go to IKEA, you can lift that one up. That drops and locks the seat down, and I can do the same on the other side. And then what you can also do on this model, it has what they call the easy access. So this is going to be hard with one hand, but bear with me. So I lift that lever towards, lift it from the bottom to the top, and as I do that, it actually releases. There we go. And it allows the front passenger seat to fold down. So I'm going to close the door and just head to the back now. So if you've got something that is rather large, well, I have known of customers that have actually tried to sleep in their vehicle, so could even fit Peter Crouch in there. It's a huge amount of space. Then when we come back to the regular operation, say you've got this little release cord that allows the seats to tip forward, and that gives you access. So access from both sides of the car. You have the rail adjustment on the second row of seats, so depending on who you're carrying and more importantly their height, then you can adjust the second and third row to fit everyone in. Now you have an air conditioning outlet in the second row of seats as well, so you've got what's called tri-zone air conditioning. Full electrics as you'd expect, and also electric power folding and heated door mirrors. So these fold in when you lock the car, or alternatively we can do that just from spinning the button on the driver's door. Then as we move across, the first thing you see is the multifunction steering wheel and the media system. And then I'm going to jump in and show you a little bit regarding the digital dashboard. So in here, this is quite standard in a lot of our cars now. So multifunction steering wheel with your cruise control and driving assistance on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it allows you to change the view in behind the steering wheel. So on here, this is like a conventional view, rev counter and speedo on the left and right, but then depending on whether you'd like to have it just running around the edges, or you would like to have your driving assistance menu in the center, it depends on what your preference is. So this one has lane assist, adaptive cruise control, a speed limiter, and also front assist. So you can set the distance for the adaptive cruise, or you can make it a little smaller and have the larger displays. You can also set up your cruise control and your satellite navigation, so that reads in the middle if you'd like to, or you can display your radio stations. You can kind of personalize this to whichever is your preference. Then as we move across to the media system, you've got a nice big clear display, and what this will do is run through and utilize the usual DAB and FM and AM radio stations. It also gives you the ability to store them, and then you can display your satellite navigation. You can change the views depending on what you want to have put on there. And then when I go into the next menu, you can actually run across all the individual tabs, and you can have a digital air conditioning display. So you also have the buttons down underneath the media system, and in here you've got the separate menu for your driving assistance. Not that we recommend you turn these off, but you have the same display, so you can adjust those in the media system or from the steering wheel, whichever is your preference. You also benefit from Bluetooth hands-free, and at this age it also has wireless Apple CarPlay. So I've linked my phone to show you how it works. Really straightforward. I've got WhatsApp, Spotify, the usual BBC Sounds, Google Maps, you sort of name it. So it allows you to have the best of both worlds. And then as we drop down past the heat events, you've got your dual zone climate control. Now it's not very warm this morning, so we've got the temperature running up nice and hot. Underneath you've got a pair of USB-Cs, and then if I just dip the clutch and run through, put it into reverse, you can see you have your park pilot as well as the beepers. So you get a visual and an audio warning when you are getting close to something. You've got a digital handbrake, and you've also got the electronic driving modes as well. So you can adjust those between an economical setup, a normal driving mode, or a sports mode. So whichever takes your fancy. Now these also benefit from having the SEAT SOS emergency response system. So in the event of there being an accident, then you have an SOS button to get hold of the authorities. A little place there to put your sunglasses. And that is a quick little run through of how versatile and how lovely this particular car is. Now this one will leave us freshly serviced and freshly MOT'd, and all our cars come with a 12-month warranty, which can be extended. So if you think that you'd like to discuss this car in more detail, then please give us a like and get in touch. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.